My name is Chris Camp. I am the president of the Pine Richland chapter of the National Honor Society, and welcome to the 2023 National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. We are gathered here to formally recognize these students who have been selected by the Faculty Council of our school for successfully completing their candidacy and who are being inducted as new members of our NHS chapter. For current and former members who may be among our guests, we hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you too are charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Please thank the members of our Pine Richland Orchestra who played for us this evening: Leah Wu, Audrey Anderson, Morgan Radai, and Owen Russell. I would now like to introduce and recognize the NHS officers for the 2023 to 2024 school year. Officers, please stand when I call your name. Vice President Kiana Strahoden. Secretary Chloe Chang. Treasurer Rocco Jarvis. Service Coordinator Bella DeLuca. Service Coordinator Brooklyn Droz. And Peer Tutoring Coordinator Michael Latari. Thank you all for your dedication to our chapter. Now please rise for the singing of the national anthem in the Pine Richland alma mater.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Through the gracious halls of learning march thy students ever yearning, to the lamps of wisdom turn, Pine Richland high all hail. Sing the chorus loudly, lift the banner proudly, green and white you'll always light our paths and goals so
Please join me in thanking Chloe Chang, Kaylee Shara, Michael Latari, and Olivia Ball. I will now pass it on to Rocco Jarvis, our treasurer.
On behalf of the officers, inductees, and returning members, we would like to thank all of the administration in attendance this evening. We value your support of our chapter and appreciate you being here to honor our induction of our new members. It is now my pleasure to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Miller, for the opening remarks.
Good evening. I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to do this the best I can. So welcome to students and families. It is a special celebration tonight. Congratulations to our current NHS students and also to our inductees. Congratulations to family, grandparents who are here this evening. From my perspective, one of the things I enjoy about NHS is that it reflects balance. The pillars that you'll hear about tonight speak to that balance. What I also appreciate about NHS is that induction is looking backward. You've earned the opportunity to enter, but you have to remain committed to that balance and those four pillars in order to remain. This idea of looking backward in reflection, but looking forward about what's to come is such an important life lesson. Thank you to our sponsors for their continued leadership, and also to our student officers. Congratulations to all.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. We would now like to introduce our distinguished faculty guest speaker, Mr. Carrick. Mr. Carrick is the primary gate teacher at the high school and the coach for the mock trial team, which many of our members are a part of. This allows him to interact with and impact every student in our building. Mr. Carrick is always willing to lend a helping hand with a class project or a listening ear about a current problem, or sit down for a not-so-friendly game of chess. Mr. Carrick is set apart from other teachers by his desire to help every student succeed and feel understood, as well as by always pushing them to learn more, especially about their current world. I am extremely grateful to call Mr. Carrick one of my finest mentors and would like to share the best piece of advice he has ever given me, that no matter how you feel about someone, always communicate kindly and cordially with them. I am very glad to have known Mr. Carrick not only through GATE and mock trial, but also to have been his student freshman year. It is through this experience and the examples from before that I know that Mr. Carrick embodies the heart and pillars of NHS, especially scholarship and character. We are honored to have him here tonight, so let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Carrick.
That was very flattering, Michael. Thank you. Good evening. It's nice to see all of you tonight. Adam Grant, a professor at the Wharton School of Business, said, "Leader isn't a title to claim, it's a position of respect to earn." As you grow, and maybe even now, you will run into people that reach for the title of leader for their own personal gain. A resume line, an accolade, or as something to hold on to and not relinquish. Those individuals will always fall short as leaders. They believe they have to show off what they've done to their peers, post it on their LinkedIn, or record their acts of kindness to post on TikTok for imaginary internet points. Distance yourself from these people. They are interested in showmanship and their own success, not the success of those they lead. They are not true leaders. True leaders create a sense of belonging and encouragement for the people around them. True leaders support the success of the group by showing appreciation for the talents each person brings to it. And true leaders strive for constructive feedback and want to continuously improve their skills to take their team to the next level. I was watching The Nightmare Before Christmas the other night with Mrs. Carrick. She's called Sarah by other adults, but here she's Mrs. Carrick, as one does this time of year. And I was thinking about this event, and I really hope you've seen it, or this is a real bust of an analogy. Halloween Town has a mayor, an elected official, someone whom the people have decided to put their trust in to manage the business and leadership of the town. However, he repeatedly panics, he grandstands for attention, and he thinks his position makes him extra special. But in that movie, who is the true leader? This is the audience participation portion. It's Jack, thank you. Well done. Yeah, it's Jack Skellington. So why? Well, without dissecting the movie too much, there's a particular scene after Jack hypes the town about Christmas that stands out. He invites all of the residents of Halloween Town to come up and prepare for Christmas. Jack takes the time to consider every single town's being and designates them a particular job based upon their talents and skills. Ultimately, they buy into Jack's vision because he encourages them to expand upon what they do well already. Like Jack, each of you has the ability to see the best in others and help them shine in their own right. Successful leadership is watching those you've worked beside advance themselves to their next goals and the feeling of pride that comes alongside that. Their accomplishments, not necessarily yours. Find true connections with those you work beside and invest in who they are as unique individuals. Share stories that make you vulnerable and open yourself to new perspectives from others as you receive theirs. Within this body of students gathered here and over there, I see the next generation of empathetic leaders. You are motivated, you are engaged, you are enthusiastic. I want to share with each of you tonight that because of the talents you have been given, you also have an obligation to lead positive change in your community, your school, and your future workplace. I've chosen the word obligation purposefully. You have a responsibility to provide direction and guidance to those around you. In this room, we have some of the brightest young individuals that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. You owe it to your parents, your teachers, and yourself to make an impact on our world. Our society places trust in our leaders to make rational and level-headed decisions during difficult or strenuous times. I wholeheartedly believe that our future leaders sit here, among us, tonight. It will take strength and vigor, but you are the young people I want to listen to and learn from. I know I can trust that you will fulfill any role you take to the best of your ability. As you take on these new responsibilities, remember to listen to those around you. Not just the assigned leaders or ones that have been there, but those actually doing the work you're guiding. How can you support them? How can you serve them better? What do they need to accomplish their job more easily? What distractions or obstacles can you remove from their path? I've worked in a number of jobs during and after high school. The normal ones, I worked at Best Buy, I worked at Sheetz, a car valet, and now a teacher. And also some more obscure ones. I've been a waffle smasher, a propane tank inspection refurbishment individual, technician, and sausage plant meat mover, just to name all of them. All of these jobs came with their own pre-assigned leaders. The leaders that were most respected were those willing to work any job themselves, to have a hand in the work from top to bottom and understand the experiences of those they lead. They stand up for those they employ and empower them to make decisions on their own that support the greater good. Taking away the worry of quote, making a wrong decision allows people to make choices they believe are in the best interest of the organization. Little interactions can have meaningful impacts and create deep connections with people. Taking time to notice a new haircut, remarking about a hobby, or asking about a pet will let that person know, hey, I see you. Finally, there are two pieces of leadership advice I would like to leave you with. First, keep the confidentiality of others. If someone confides in you, it is your duty to hold their thoughts and feelings for them. They trust you enough to share their vulnerabilities with you. Take this as the greatest compliment. Also, be willing to share back. It doesn't have to come in the form of advice or wisdom, but that you have uncertainties too. You don't know where your future lies either. We all will need help at some point in our lives, and if you've built strong relationships built on trust, then you will always find someone there to support you. The second sounds simple, but it has one of the greatest impacts. Always follow through. Whatever you say you will do, do it. There is nothing worse than counting on someone to show up and support you consistently and be left hanging. To this day, let's reach out to our parents. To this day, I vividly remember the time at Crossroads Presbyterian Church in Monroeville, where my dad was 12 minutes late to pick me up from preschool when I was 4. I was devastated. I thought I was being left forever. We've since worked it out and repaired that gaping wound in our relationship. Clearly, the expectation of follow-through left an impression. It only takes one small perceived slight, and the key word here is perceived, to cause a fissure in a usually positive relationship. At the Carrick household, we have an acronym, ATNA, or ATNA. It means all talk, no action. If you're going to talk the talk, you had better walk the walk. Commit. Commit every time. That friend that you say, oh, hey, let's go get lunch, catch up sometime, and never do it. Send them a text and go see them. Commit yourself to the people around you, and they will be there for you too. Don't be known as an ATNA. All of this advice is just that, advice from one person. You will meet people that you trust and believe in. Follow their example. At the same time, you will meet and find others who are not supportive and serve as taskmasters. They will also serve as an example to you. Every adult here tonight has met some of each, and I'd wager they're thinking about them right now. Maybe on the drive home, ask, hey, who was a leader you thought about when Mr. Carrick was speaking, and what did you learn from them? I genuinely hope you do. Daniel Pink wrote, Adam Grant wrote, being original doesn't require being first. It just means being different and better. Take the best of what you encounter and shape your own leadership style. You are uniquely you. Congratulations to each of you on your NHS induction.
Thank you, Mr. Carrick, for those words of encouragement and wisdom. Throughout the years, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. In addition to strong academic records, which establish our eligibility for membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations, and we serve our school and community through our commitment to volunteering. Thank you to our returning members for their dedication and service last year. We look forward to another successful year with all of you. Now, we welcome these new members tonight who bring energy and support of our continuing work as NHS members. It is at this time that we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the Pine Richland chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through their effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards for the society. I would now like to introduce Kiana Strahoten, our Vice President, to speak about the Pillar of Character and to induct our first group of new members.
Of the 4 qualities, we begin with character. Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality and our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself or hope to attain the respect of others. It is the force of character that guides one through life and, once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved, not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality with what we wish to appear to others, to be rather than to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, and citizenship, we may hope to provide by example that we value character. We will now present our first group of new members. As your name is called, please step forward onto the stage to receive your certificate of membership and your pin. Please hold your applause until all students in this first group have been named. Anna Amato. Ariana Anderson. Elena Anderson. Grant Argero. AC Baden. Isaac Baker. Colin Barrett. Elizabeth Brow. Julia Brower. Braden Buell. Sean Burke, Margaret Campbell, Alexander Silka, Benjamin Croco, Heath Swinner, Prisha Dargan, Claire Dosh, Tiffany Gathers, Grace Hanselman, Nadia Hines, Ian Hurt. I would now like to invite our Secretary, Chloe Chang, to speak about the Pillar of Leadership and to direct the next group of inductees to membership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, a real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantive charge to each of our members. We welcome the following students to the Pine Richland chapter of the National Honor Society. Please hold your applause until all students in this group have been called. Netta Iman, Sarah Irwin, Marin Iski, Delaney Jameson, Liam Jameson, Luke Jancy, Lavina Jathesh, Jules Jung, Thomas Kapanowski, Anna Carmanos, Kelsey Katzfei, Zach Kenny, Ryan Kim, Ari Kralios, Aurelia Landis, Eliza Lazaro, Ariana Leduc. Michael Latari will speak about the next pillar, scholarship. He will then present our third group of new members.
Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning, both in the classroom and beyond it. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study and understands the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education is ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, leads to the highest success, and can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, provides the torch that guides us to understand the present, and supplies the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship. They achieve this lofty goal by utilizing their formal education for a new purpose. This must occur so that we can continue to grow as individuals and citizens of the world. Also integral to the pillar of scholarship is the concept of knowledge sharing. Candidates must undertake to help spread their accumulated wisdom for the benefit of the world around them. They do this with the promise that, when in the future, during their quest for greater knowledge, someone else will strive to share this information with them then. Congratulations to the following candidates. Please hold your applause until all students in this group have been named. Braden Lenz, Kennedy Lutz, Noah Mackey, Caleb Matthew, Ava Means, Anthony Mangine, Mackenzie Mercury, Lauren Mitchie, Madeline Mill, Matthew Miller, Kira Monroe, Aaron Murray, Madeline Myers, Charlie Ozelski, Jake Pazin, Tim Pang, Eleanor Perry, Nicolina Phillips, and Katie Pfeiffer. Please allow me to introduce Bella DeLuca and Brooke Lindrose, our service coordinators, to talk about the fourth pillar of service and to call forward our last group of new members.
Service can be established in the routine of the day's work, where many opportunities arise to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in good without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our members and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow.
We welcome the following students into our chapter. Please hold your applause until all students in this group have been named. Lucy Powell, Shiv Rao, Sophia Rickard, Victoria Rocha, Mateo Ritelli, Mateo Rivera, Kylie Schneck, Anna Shoemaker, Brian Scott, Lily Seiler, Sarah Schaefer, Abigail Skripek, William Taylor Murray, Michael Tunder, Jillian Uzelak, Riley Vecchi, Erica Waite, Henry Wojcik, Charlotte Wolf, Joshua Wu, Sarah Wu, Jonah Nguyen, Sienna Yoon.
We will now light the 4 candles representing the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society from the Candle of Knowledge. The officers and I stand behind these pillars of NHS. As members last year, we were able to demonstrate these qualities by working with our peers and by being leaders in our community. This year, the officers and I took forward to a great year of service to our school and our community. And now, please welcome our nominated returning member, Mustafa Adil, who will offer some remarks about what being a member of NHS means to him.
All right, welcome inductees to the National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. I would like to congratulate you all for completing by far the hardest and most stressful part of being an NHS member, the application. Can we get a round of applause quickly? The National Honor Society is a nationwide organization founded in 1921. As you guys have heard, this club is built on 4 pillars: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. These 4 pillars are crucial to change. The NHS logo is a torch, and each chapter across the country is exactly that, lighting up the nation. That's what this club is all about, and I'll show you how. I'm sure you've all heard about the 20 volunteer hours thing. And yes, this society is a commitment. And I'm sure many of you are wondering how you'd even reach such a commitment in the first place, or why it's so high. I always used to wonder and ask the same question: why do I need to volunteer so much? Or what's the importance of showing up all the time? So, on a cool Saturday in March, I get out of bed and head over to Wexford Elementary for a TRY event. So, as you guys should know, TRY is a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing social and recreational experiences for adults and youths with special needs. So in the Wexford Gymnasium, they had a bunch of games set up, like cornhole, bocce, basketball, and stuff like that. So I'm assigned to the cornhole station, and this guy Clint comes along. And I'm helping him navigate throughout the games and events at the school, and we start playing cornhole. So I'm telling him, like, hey, you stand over here and you try to get the bag in that hole there. And I hand him his first bag. This guy's the greatest cornhole player I've seen in my life. I mean, he's automatic with it. I hand him a bag, and I know it's going in. We keep playing, and at some point, he looks at me and he says to me, hey, you're a pretty handsome guy. Are you sure you're not married? And I look at him like, what? Huh? I don't know. That part kind of stuck with me. I don't think I'll be forgetting that anytime soon. Anyways, I really got to know this guy Clint, and I kind of became friends with him. I figured out like what he likes to do in the day, what's his favorite part of the day, what are his favorite pastimes, and stuff like that. And I could tell he had a lot of fun at this TRY event. After the event, I head home with this real sense of satisfaction. I had made a difference in someone's day, an imprint on someone's life. And another example of this is, so at my mosque, we held a fun fair for 70 plus refugees from Afghanistan. Some of these kids were as old as us, and some of them were as young as like 5 years old. We hosted a bunch of games like basketball, carnival games, soccer, and stuff like that. And I remember the looks on these kids' faces. For a moment, these kids had forgotten the harsh realities of life as refugees. For a moment, these kids were smiling and laughing and being like normal kids, like every kid deserves to. That's what NHS is all about. It's about finding ways that you can make a difference in society and leave behind a footprint. Because I believe if we don't leave behind a footprint, were we ever wearing shoes to begin with? So through volunteering at NHS, I've witnessed firsthand the effect that small actions can have on individuals and communities. It's kind of endowed me with a sense of purpose and a sense of identity, and it's reminded me that in the face of adversity, there's always something that you can do to make a change. There's always some small factor that you can do to leave an impact and leave a mark on this world. And moreover, it's also expanded my perspective, allowing me to get a deeper understanding of people's experiences, because I get to meet with all diverse people from all walks of life and such. And I get to, develop a sense of empathy towards these people from all walks of life, and I feel a greater sense of compassion and tolerance towards others. Showing up is the most important part of life. Do something, find something that you want to do. And when it feels scary to jump in, that is exactly when you jump. And that's what NHS is trying to teach you, and that's what NHS will teach you. The high commitment will force you to look for ways to be creative and find it and make a difference. You have to reach out to other people, network, be passionate, and stuff like that. You have to, it's not just for high school also. These lessons and values that this club teaches you and instills upon you will stay with you for the rest of your life. Thank you. Now I'd like to bring Dr. Hernandez.
Good evening, everyone. I want to just first say how awesome was that, Mustafa, to highlight and celebrate the service and leadership that he's been a part of. Let's give him a quick round of applause. This is a special night where we're able to celebrate not only student excellency, but service, and where students are able to make school and community better. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. Let's hear it again for the 2023 Pine Richland High School National Honor Society. To our new inductees, you're joining a special group. Your recognition tonight is evidence of not only your hard work, but a commitment to others that is paying off and making you a well-rounded person. Our staff and administration are very proud of you. In tonight's closing and in my remarks, I wanted to make sure that we also acknowledge all the individuals that made this possible for our students to earn this wonderful recognition. Students, first and foremost, your success to this point would not be possible without your parents. They have been your first teacher, your biggest advocate, and they are very proud to be here tonight. Please, let's give our families a round of applause. Dr. Swatala and Mrs. Lang serve as our NHS sponsors. They've made tonight possible and also led a team of educators, as some of our students have alluded to, that have spent many hours reviewing applications and ensuring that each student recognized tonight profoundly meets the expectations of the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society. Can we give a round of applause to Mrs. Lang and Dr. Swatala? They also organized our orchestra, our choir, the slideshow that you were able to view as you walked in, just to see each student and some of the service that they've been a part of. So that's made tonight very special, so thank you for doing that. Many others have supported this event. Mr. Carrick, thank you for being, I think, maybe one of our first student-selected guest speakers, so thank you very much for that. Also would like to recognize our 3 assistant principals that are here, Mrs. Kuchnicki, Mr. Cawley, Mr. Barlak, if you could please wave and say hello. These 3, super talented, hardworking, and they embody servant leadership, and they come to work every day to give their very, very best for students. So I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you do for our team here. Also want to recognize Dr. Miller and Dr. Pasquinelli. As district office leaders, they have helped shape your education probably since almost many of you have entered kindergarten and first grade, which is amazing continuity of leadership. And we would like to thank you for your educational direction for our students here tonight, if we can give them a round of applause. Students, again, congratulations on such a wonderful honor. As educators, we always enjoy this ceremony because it's a celebration of your hard work. We love seeing you being recognized for outstanding accomplishments. I also, and Dr. Miller alluded to this, want to recognize through that NHS induction is not only a celebration of you, but it's also a symbolic commitment. It's a symbolic commitment that you're making to keep being you and to continue to be positive and impactful leaders here at Pine Richland and abroad, committing to continual intellectual curiosity and growth, demonstrating character and integrity, not only when people are looking, but when people are not looking, and continuing to make our school, your community, and our world a better place to live through service to others. Congratulations, we're very proud of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hernandez, for those remarks. At this time, new inductees and current members, please rise for the reciting of our oath. Please join me in reciting the National Honor Society Pledge. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I pledge to maintain high scholastic standing. To endeavor intelligently and courageously to be a leader. To give of myself freely in service to others. And to hold as fundamental and worthy. In untarnished character. In doing so, I shall prove myself worthy. Of a place in the National Honor Society. Thank you. You may now be seated.
We would like to thank you all for attending our National Honor Society induction ceremony. Special thanks are extended to our administrators for their support. We would also like to give special thanks to our parents and families for helping us get to where we are today. And now, I ask that everyone please stand for the recessional of our new members, thereby signifying the end of tonight's ceremony. Congratulations to all of our new inductees.